Okay, so if you've ever run a classic Tamiya RC, like a grasshopper, maybe a Hornet,
Oh, yeah. The classics.
then you absolutely know that sinking feeling. You're ripping across the yard, having a blast, maybe hit a small bump, and suddenly,
Phew, wheels gone.
wheels just gone. And then you're crawling around on your hands and knees in the grass, searching for that tiny little black M4 nut. It's the worst.
It really is. So frustrating.
Right. So today we're doing a deep dive.
Right.
We really want to get into the why. Like,
Mm.
what's the actual physics behind that wheel coming off? And, more importantly, find a permanent fix.
Exactly. It's not always about just cranking the nut down harder. It's often about understanding this thing called preload.
Preload. Okay.
Yeah, when you tighten that wheel nut, you're actually stretching the axle just a tiny, tiny bit, like a spring.
Ah, okay. So it's clamped tight.
Super tight. That's the clamping force. But then you get vibrations, right? What we call cyclic loads. And these act like little microscopic hammer blows.
Hammer blow.
Yeah, tiny shocks that for a split second reduce the friction holding that nut tight. Think of like a block sliding down a ramp if you vibrate the ramp.
Right. It helps it slide easier.
Exactly. Same idea with the nut. These vibrations let it turn just a fraction over and over.
Okay, so where are these vibrations, these little jackhammers, mostly coming from? The sources seem pretty clear on this one.
Yeah, the big one, the main offender, is almost always an unbalanced tire and wheel.
Really, just a little bit of imbalance causes that much trouble.
Oh, yeah. It's about resonance. That little bit of uneven weight spins around really fast, creating this intense harmonic vibration. It's like the Tacoma Narrows Bridge?
The galloping one? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The wind hit its natural frequency, and the vibration just built and built until it tore itself apart. An unbalanced RC tire does something similar, focusing all that shaky energy right onto the axle assembly, right where the nut is.
Wow. Okay, so vibration is the enemy. But what about the nylock nut itself? Isn't
Yeah.
it supposed to, lock?
It is, initially, but
Yeah.
that little nylon ring inside, that's basically a consumable part.
Consumable, meaning it wears out.
Totally. Every single time you take that nut off and put it back on, maybe for cleaning or changing tires, you're scraping away a little bit of that nylon. It loses its grip over time.
Huh. I never really thought of it that way.
Yeah, I mean, in really critical fields like aerospace, nylock nuts are strictly single-use items. They put it on once, and if it comes off, it gets replaced.
Seriously.
Absolutely. So if you keep losing wheel nuts, honestly, the very first cheapest thing you should try is just putting on a fresh, new M4 nylock nut. Tamiya part 9805715 if you need it.
Okay, cheap fix first. But what if you want something more permanent, like a fix-it-forever kind of deal?
Yeah.
I've heard about serrated flange nuts.
Ah, yes. The mechanical lock solution, these are pretty serious.
How do they work? What makes them different?
Well, two things. First, they have that wide flange, right? That spreads the clamping force over a bigger area of the wheel. But the key is the serrations, those little teeth on the underside of the flange.
They bite into the wheel.
Exactly. They physically dig into the plastic or metal of the wheel surface. So it's not just friction holding it. It's a mechanical interference. It physically resists rotating loose. Very reliable, very reusable.
Okay, sounds bulletproof for maybe a basher truck, something you're really beating on. But what if you have, say, pristine vintage white Tamiya wheels? Those serrations are going to scratch them up, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's the drawback. They will mar the surface of the wheel. So if you're doing a restoration or you just want to keep things looking perfect, serrated nuts are probably out.
So is there a chemical option then? Like thread locker?
Okay, huge caution here. This is super important. Your standard everyday thread lockers, like the blue Loctite 242 or the red 262, you cannot use those on most RC wheels.
Why not? They work on metal parts fine.
Because they're usually anaerobic and the chemicals in them are really aggressive towards the types of plastics RC wheels are made from, like ABS and nylon. They can actually make the plastic brittle, leading to cracks and total failure down the road.
Whoa, okay. Good to know.
And definitely stay away from the red stuff. You need serious heat, like over 500 degrees Fahrenheit, to break that bond. You'll melt the wheel long before the nut comes off.
Yikes. Okay, so standard Loctite is a no-go for wheels. Is there any safe chemical option?
Yes, there is. You need something specifically designed for plastics. The go-to is Loctite 425, sure. It's blue, but it's not anaerobic. It's cyanoacrylate-based, like super glue.
So it's plastic safe.
Completely plastic safe. It provides a good vibration-resistant hold, but it won't attack or weaken the wheel material. It's the choice for, preserving those vintage parts.
Gotcha. Loctite 425. Okay, this brings us back around, though. All these fixes deal with the nut staying on. But you said the root cause is often vibration.
Precisely. The best strategy is always proactive. Attack the vibration at its source.
Which means balancing the tires, even on these older, maybe slower Tamiyas.
Absolutely non-negotiable, especially if you're running brushless or just faster motors. Even at lower speeds, it makes a difference.
How hard is that to do on RC tires? They're pretty soft.
It's pretty simple, actually. You get a little tire balancer stand, put the wheel on, let it spin freely. Gravity will pull the heaviest part down to the bottom.
Okay.
Then you just stick a little bit of balancing putty or clay. You can get it at any hobby shop on the opposite side, 180 degrees away, at the top. Add small amounts until when you spin the wheel, it stops in a random spot every time. Not always heavy side down.
And that smooths out the rotation.
Dramatically. It cuts down those cyclic loads we talked about way, way down. Less stress on the nut, the axle, the bearings, everything. Your whole drivetrain will thank you.
Okay, so let's summarize this. If someone's listening and their Tamiya keeps throwing wheels, what's the action plan?
Right. You've got a few choices depending on your goal. Option 1, basic reliability. Try fresh nylock nuts first. Replace them often. Option 2, rugged, basher-proof reliability. Go for the serrated flange nuts, but accept the scratches. Option 3, vintage preservation. Keep those wheels mint. Use the plastic-safe Loctite 425. But underpinning all of that,
Balance your tires.
balance your tires first. It's the foundation.
Now here's a final thought. What if you do all that new nuts? Maybe thread locker, balanced tires, and the wheel still comes loose sometimes. What could that indicate?
That's when the loose nut becomes like a symptom of something deeper. It's the canary in the coal mine signaling excess slop elsewhere.
Slop? Like where?
Could be a few things. Check if your plastic wheel hex adapter is worn out and rounded off. Check if the axle shaft itself is bent, causing a wobble. Or, and this is super common on vintage kits, check for worn out plastic bushings in the hubs or gearbox.
The old plastic bushings.
Yeah. Replacing those with proper sealed ball bearings, that eliminates a massive amount of play and internal vibration right at the axle. Sometimes upgrading to bearings is the final piece of the puzzle to stop that nut from ever backing off again.
Makes sense. Eliminate the slop, eliminate the source of vibration even further.
Exactly. Keep that drivetrain tight and smooth.